Welcome to Ocala, Florida, where we are just a few minutes away from the start of the 2025 DEKA Fit Elite season, with the first race of the year in the same venue that had the World Championships just about 2 months ago. So if it seems like we were just here in Ocala, that's because we were. I'm Zander Kean, happy to bring you all the action here on the OCR Report today. Our elite male race getting started in about 13 minutes at 1:15 local time, and then 45 minutes later, the elite female race will get going. So we've had a busy day of age group action so far this morning, with then the elite races still to come here from Ocala. Again, this is a great venue for DEKA Fit, perfectly sized exposition hall here at the World Equestrian Center. It was a fast and furious weekend of action at the World Championships about 2 months ago. I had the pleasure to be on the call with Luke Halterman, Jason Dupree, and some others as we brought you the live action here on the OCR Report. One-man show today, but all set up and ready to stream the action for you here live from Ocala. We've got some of our elite male athletes getting their last few touches on the warm-up zones before we get started. Should have about 5 till they begin the athlete call-outs here. Got a couple of heavy hitters in action today. Ryan Kent making his return to the DEKA Fit Arena just a couple of weeks after the last High Rocks Major. Ryan Kent here in the building. We got Joshua Gonzalez over here tying his shoe, getting warmed up. Dustin Rudder doing some strides. Should be an exciting male race here. Again, a season opener. Interesting spot in the year. Just, again, 2 months after World Championships. So athletes that maybe took some downtime or focused on other races over the holidays and the beginning of the year are here stepping back into DEKA Fit. There'll be 8 races in the DEKA Fit regular season. The first one of those kicking off here today in Ocala. If you're joining us for the first time for DEKA Fit, the format, well, the same as it's been since this race concept was launched 3 or 4 years ago. 5,000 meters of running with 10 workout zones in between. Again, you'll run 500 meters, then do the workout zone, starting with the reverse lunges, then the row, the box step overs, the med ball sit-ups, ski erg, farmer's carry, the game changer of the assault bike in zone 7, dead ball overs in zone 8, and then of course the tank push and pull that you can see in front of me with some of our last few age group runners finishing up their races. That is zone 9, and then of course the ramp burpees in zone 10. Things got started about 7:30 this morning. Have had age group competition all throughout the morning. We'll have our elite male and female races here on the live stream, and then a team race after that. And then tomorrow, we won't have a live stream, but tomorrow will be exciting. It's the first of several DEKA Fit Ultra events here in 2025. It was a concept that was launched with one race last year in which Dylan Scott absolutely dropped the hammer. That'll be expanding here in 2025. Several DEKA Ultra, some of those athletes that prefer the longer stuff. That's 5 back-to-back DEKA Fits, the exact same setup as this race. You just got to do it 4 more times. So that's going to be an exciting series to follow as the year progresses. But this afternoon's focus is, again, the DEKA Fit format, as we're a few minutes away from getting underway here from the World Equestrian Center in Ocala. You see Dave Claxton there. He'll be giving an athlete briefing in just a couple of moments. Dave brought on in a more official capacity about halfway through last season, making sure that the movement standards for some of these workout zones are upheld and clarified, and boots on the ground, again, giving all those pre-race briefings, working his way through all the zones over the course of the race just to make sure that standards are upheld. We see some of our female athletes getting ready. They'll be going about 45 minutes after the men get started. So we're a few minutes away. So it looks like we're going to have our athlete briefing here in just a moment, so we'll check that out.
To the warm-up zone by the Rams, and go see Dave.
So there you have it, some last-minute reminders from Dave Claxton. Important to reiterate the movement standards and the process. It all seems straightforward while the heart rate is still under 100, but DEKA gets spicy quickly, and so hopefully these racers will remember some of those points of emphasis, especially with the ram burpees. The tank is a little bit different of a feel. It's got a little bit more left and right movement as you're pushing and pulling. That'll be something to watch out for. Most of the race is similar. One change for this year you do see here, instead of the medicine balls, back to the old Spartan pancakes for the dead ball over. So same weight, just a little bit of a different feel. As you can see, some of these athletes getting a last touch on that tank push and pull. We should have our first heat call-outs in just a couple of moments. Based on the size of this elite field, we'll probably have 2 waves, although given some of the athletes here in the building today, you'd expect the overall podium to come from that first wave, and they'll have set that up based on past performances as they call those athletes to the start line. Again, this is the first of 8 races in the DEKA regular season, if you will, just 2 months after we were here in Ocala for World Championships in December. I'm Zander Kean, bringing you the action here on the OCR Report. The course is pretty much clear. We've got a couple of age group athletes still in the burpee zone, but with the shift to having all age group athletes go in the morning through about lunchtime and then the elite started, should be a much better situation for both the male and especially the female athletes, as really the only people on the course are going to be the last few elite men. And once they're done, then the course will be totally clear for the female athletes. Running a minute or 2 behind schedule after that briefing from Dave, but we'll be getting underway here shortly. And the guys will go first, then our female heat will go at about 2 o'clock p.m. Some love from Ryan Kent in the chat. First DEKA in a while for him. Excited to see him back in action here in Ocala. Here's a look at who we'd expect to be some of the top contenders here in this race. It's a great thing about the setup here for DEKA. You can really warm up however you want. There's plenty of room to get a run in, get a few miles, get the legs opened up outside this hall, and then, of course, all the zones pretty much set up here. You can kind of do what you want. A couple of rowers, a couple of ski ergs, some bikes, the boxes, and then, of course, the mats with rams. And if you want to do a farmer's carry, well, there are the dumbbells right there as well. If you're here for the start of the race, we'll have that for you in just a couple of minutes. Again, getting things situated, and they want to make sure the course is as clear as possible. But the warm-ups are done. For the most part, these athletes should all be ready to go. As we're getting underway here in just a couple of moments. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, with this being the first of 8 races in the regular season. You might have some athletes who want to try and go one and done, secure that qualification, not knowing how things are going to unfold in the subsequent races, or this could be a bit of an early season rust buster for some of these guys, just trying to get a time on the board, see where they're at, maybe try a different strategy. You know, a lot of athletes do 3 or 4 of these races over the course of the season and try and get themselves in position and then able to get into a new training block to get ready for World Championships much later in the year. But, you know, if the season flows a similar schedule, we're still about 10 months away from that World Championship season, so it's almost not even the same season. You know, you can peak for a couple of races, take some downtime, reload, and then be ready to go again. So excited to get things underway here in 2025. Should be getting our athlete call-out started here in just a couple of moments. If you tuned into the World Championships last year, this venue looks familiar. It's the 3rd time DEKA has been here at the World Equestrian Center since September. The final regular season race of last year was down here in Ocala, and then of course World Championships in December, and then just 2 months later we're back here in mid-February to kick off the 2025 DEKA Fit campaign here in Ocala. Again, it's a great venue for DEKA Fit given the size of this exposition hall, really that packed-in environment. And should have some good crowd support on hand here, given that there's some team races coming up later. So some athletes who might have competed this morning or just focused on the team, they are still in the building. We've got our age group podiums after all of these races, the elite individual races at least. So that should all add up to some good fan support along the course here with this 250-meter lap and 10 workout zones. I don't know if you can hear that. We're going to have 7 athletes in this first wave with call-outs starting here momentarily. So here we go.
Sorry for wrecking that shot.
If you are not here, I'll go on to the next one. All right. Coming in from Naples, Florida, representing Competitive Edge, Daniel Hickman. And running alongside, representing Live Training Center, Lucas Acker. All right, since he's not here, we're gonna go down. We're gonna bring up Mr. Connor Redfold. Coming to you from Tailor Made Fitness in Ohio, Taylor Luckett. And from Memphis, Tennessee, representing Lionheart Fitness, Justin Rudder. Coming all the way from Troy, New York, representing Underdog Fitness, Joshua Gonzalez. And coming to you from the great state of South Carolina, a 2022 world champion in DEKA Mile and DEKA Strong, not to mention Spartan Race's 2015 Rookie of the Year. Let's give it up for Ryan Kent.
So here we go. They're dividing the elite field in half. Have 6 or 7 men in this first wave again. You heard those call-outs. We'd expect Dustin Rudder, Ryan Kent, and Joshua Gonzalez to be some of the competitors, but Daniel Hickman and our other 2 athletes are ready to lay it down, and you never know, might get a surprise from the second heat. So we're just moments away from getting this underway. The first elite men's race of the 2025 DEKA season is about to get started.
Are you ready? We are here to celebrate fitness in the DEKA Fit Arena. We have our top 7 athletes. Are you all ready to go? Gentlemen, when I say DEKA, you say fit. DEKA! 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 Go!
And we're officially underway here in 2025. The men are packed up to start. We'll make our way over towards Zone 1 and try and get them as they come by. Again, this course is 250 meters around, so you do 2 laps and then go into each zone. Easy to remember, the first time you pass your zone, you go by it. The second time you go in, and the zones, of course, in order around the clock here in the setup. So we've got our elite field coming on. Dustin Rudder in first place right now, ahead of Ryan Kent. Very early on here in this race. So first up is the weighted reverse lunges, 55 pounds for the guys. 30 reps, 15 on each leg. Again, implemented last year. We've got these red markers, which let you know where your feet have to go. Feet have got to be in front of the markers, and then your knee has to go behind that red line. So we've got our athletes coming in right now. Fast and Furious compact heat. Dustin Rudder in first, Ryan Kent. And Taylor is that third athlete's name. And 4, 5, and 6 all in right behind. This will be a quick station for these guys.
A more traditional single hand technique. But it's all about who can execute the repetition count of 30 here. 30 reverse lunges. 30 is the repetition count.
And 30 reps, you see a few different styles. Dustin Rudder with it on his left shoulder. Ryan Kent more across the back, as with Joshua Gonzalez. Some other athletes on the back. Ryan Kent is out first. So an early move made by Ryan Kent in this first zone. Joshua Gonzalez out in second place. And then Dustin Rudder behind him in third. And now the remainder of our athletes will all come out fairly close together. So that top 3, maybe a bit of an early pack or separation forming after that first zone, but a long way to go here in DEKA, especially with the assault bike looming in Zone 7. So with this being a one-man broadcast, they'll kind of be hanging at each station, giving you the action as they come by on the run. And then we'll get the action from the station as opposed to trying to follow just one person. So here's Ryan Kent now with a bit of separation. Dustin Rudder's pulled himself back into second place with Joshua Gonzalez right behind him. And then 4 and 5 are pretty close together. Daniel Hickman coming up here, making his way around for the first time. So here's a look at the rowers. Again, the benefit of being in front is that you get to pick your zone, or pick your station that you're going to use, I should say. So a lot of times you'll see athletes take a hard turn as they come in and use the implement on the left side, as that way it's more of a straight shot as they run back out. So we'll take a look at that. Here comes Ryan Kent. Ryan Kent in first. We'll take a look at the gap. It's about a 7-second lead on Dustin Rudder, and then another 5 or 6 seconds with 3, 4, 5 all coming in a pretty tight pack. And you see, yeah, these top two athletes going to the left. That way they don't have to turn on their way out. So here we go, Ryan Kent rowing low 140s right now. $143 for Ryan Kent right now, Dustin Rudder $148. And Taylor with a 147. So all these athletes pretty close together in terms of pacing. As we head over to the other side. Yeah, you've got to be into the 140s really in this environment to keep pace. And pretty much all these athletes are. Ryan Kent 300 meters in, a little more than halfway through this 500-meter row. Last 100 meters for Ryan Kent. Dustin Rudder trying to maintain his position in second place. These athletes here on this side will be able to run straight out of the zone without having to turn. And Ryan Kent is out. 145 counting sort of that time at the end, letting it spin down to 500. So a solid row there for Ryan Kent, as he's got some separation now as Dustin Rudder will finish out. He's in second place. So we'll see who comes out of the zone here in third. And there's Joshua Gonzalez with our fourth place and fifth place athletes right behind him. So we could have a great battle for the podium here emerging. Again, 1 and 2, Dustin Rudder and Ryan Kent have separated themselves a bit 1/5 of the way through this race, but 3, 4, 5 all within a few seconds of one another.
Meanwhile, coming down the back stretch, all by his Wilson, in between 2 and 7-3, former DEKA World Record holder.
There's our race leader, Ryan Kent.
A DEKA Strong and a DEKA Mile World Champion, Ryan Kent. A back stretch up. On second position.
Dustin Rudder with a bit of an aggressive stride.
Second position.
Maybe trying to pull away from our third and fourth place athletes who are coming right here. Third and fourth place neck and neck, with 5 and 6 both in the picture. So all these athletes hanging in there here, early stages of this race.
Remember, guys, you do not need
Dave Claxton, some final directions to the judges. Again, with separating these elite men into 2 heats, there's a lot more space in the zone. So Ryan Kent into the box step overs. He will get to work. And he's going to be close to being done by the time Dustin Rudder comes in. So Ryan Kent with about a 15-second lead, as now Dustin Rudder, our second place athlete, is in on these box step overs. Here comes third and fourth place, one after another. And Ryan Kent's out. Try and get a clock on this gap if we can. About 15 seconds. So in these elite heats, there's not a lot of separation on this zone. This isn't really one of the game changers in terms of positioning. You can only go so fast, and most of these athletes are capable of moving within a few seconds of each other. But a 15-second gap is significant this early on for Ryan Kent. Joshua Gonzalez himself has now put in a little bit of a gap on fourth place, as now Taylor and Daniel, our fifth and sixth place athletes, are working their way through. So now here comes Ryan Kent around for the first time. This is run number 4. There's Dustin Rudder in second place. At this point, a clearly defined, you never know what's going to happen after the bike in zone 7. There's Joshua Gonzalez in third place. And those are probably the 3 most experienced athletes in terms of competing in the elite field. Those 3 guys, Ryan, Dustin, and Joshua, certainly know their pacing. They know how to manage their effort throughout the course of this race. Now you see the second elite heat is on course here. So a little bit more traffic, but again, we expect in terms of timing our top athletes to be coming out of this heat. So Ryan Kent is in on the sit-ups, and Dustin Rudder coming in here in just a couple of seconds. So 1 and 2 are both in this zone. This is 25 reps. Again, the ball on the ground behind you and then hit the target. It's not much of a throw. It's more just kind of a hinging forward and then tapping it. Now Ryan Kent will finish up. Quick work of this zone for Ryan Kent. With now Dustin Rudder making his way through. 2 and 4 on the left. Third place is on the right currently in this setup. Only about a 6-second gap between Dustin Rudder and Joshua Gonzalez, so that's something to watch. Race leader Ryan Kent. Trying to stay in position to get a time gap, but it's 20 plus seconds as I can see Dustin Rudder about to come around this corner. And there's our second place athlete. So yeah, 25 seconds or so right now is the margin, but Joshua Gonzalez trying to pull himself back and close that gap on second place. What we thought might be a battle for the podium is now turning into a battle between second and third. Situated here at zone 5, which will be the ski erg. And here comes Ryan Kent. He's pretty much lapped 4th place. And he'll go to work on the ski erg here now. About a 145 pace here for Ryan Kent, similar to what he was doing on the rower. So about 115, 120 meter lead, although that'll be closer to 150 by the time Dustin starts. And now Dustin Rudder, his first couple of pulls as Joshua Gonzalez gets going. So things are heating up here between second and third place. He's looking Dustin Rudder, seeing about 156 right now. Ryan Kent's just past the 300 meter mark, 60% of the way through. Here's first place and third place for now. About a 155 for Joshua Gonzalez, so that's a similar pace to what we saw from Dustin Rudder. Now 400 for Kent. So he's just got a few pulls left and he'll be out at the halfway mark of this race in terms of the work that's done. And Kent is out. So Ryan Kent, our race leader, has made his way through. And Dustin Rudder at about 350 meters. He's fallen off the pace a little bit. Joshua Gonzalez hanging in there at sub 2. Question becomes, who's going to come out of this zone in second place? Just a few more pulls for Josh Gonzalez here in front of us. Josh Gonzalez able to maintain sub 2 and emerge in second place, just a couple of seconds ahead of Dustin Rudder. And now Ryan Kent comes around. He's certainly opened up a gap on this field. 4, 5, and 6 here in this first wave, still on the ski erg, though we'll make our way over to the farmer's carry as Ryan Kent is probably about 30 seconds from coming in here into zone 6. The battle for second and third is getting spicy. Here's Joshua Gonzalez, just a stride or two ahead of Dustin Rudder. First place Ryan Kent has nearly lapped them as Ryan will make his way here into the farmer's carry. So we'll keep it right here as Kent makes his way through, so that we can see second and third place come into the zone. Ryan Kent making quick work. Those 60-pound dumbbells shouldn't pose much of a challenge in terms of overall strength. Obviously, you've got a high heart rate and the work is tough, but able to make his way through pretty seamlessly. As now I can see Dustin Rudder has moved himself into second place. So Kent is out, and he'll make his way back out on the run. Ryan Kent finishes zone 6 before second and third place come in together. So here's Dustin Rudder and Josh Gonzalez. They'll pick up the dumbbells at essentially the same time. Fascinated to see it unfold here on the bike. This is as close as you can get between second and third at this point in the race. They're gonna have to come over and set the dumbbells down and then get back on the run. Dustin Rudder puts him down first, but Joshua Gonzalez out of the zone first. So a faster transition, at least right now, there for Joshua Gonzalez, as now Ryan Kent came around again, just about a lap ahead of those two. As here comes zone 7. This is the game changer, and this is where we're gonna see possibly the race change for good between these second and third place athletes. Joshua Gonzalez seems like has been a bit stronger on most of the stations so far compared to Dustin Rudder, but perhaps Dustin was saving a match for the bike. We'll see how that unfolds here. Daniel Hickman, who's finished very well in the ruck division, stepping up here in the elite field, putting in that work. You saw him run by just now. Here's Dustin Rudder This is second and third place, and then our race leader here, Ryan Kent, hasn't quite lapped them, but pretty close. So he'll set that bike and then go to work.
A DEKA file because he loves it, and a former world record holder in the DEKA Fit Arena. This cat, absolutely top of the food chain globally, formerly the world of OCR, now as a dedicated hybrid athlete. He is out.
So Ryan Kent is out before either our second or third place athletes come in, but here we go. Dustin Rudder and Joshua Gonzalez, they've been neck and neck all race long, and they'll go to work at the same time. So here we go. Here's a look at Joshua Gonzalez. We'll try and go back and forth and see how this unfolds.
But the chain has been broken. The top three are out front. We got to keep going. There's a second wave out there. It's not about going to finish line first. It's about putting up the next time. We put out somebody stepping to the forefront. That's in heat number 2. Surprise us all.
So now our fourth place athlete here into the zone. The question will be answered. Who's going to come out in second place? Again, there's been some changes over the course of the first 6 or 7 zones, and this could be the one that decides who has the edge heading into the back third of this race. About 5 calories left for Joshua Gonzalez. Dustin Rudder is still working himself. We'll go and check and see where he's at. And Dustin Rudder just about done. He is out. So Dustin Rudder able to come away with a faster time here on the bike, as Joshua Gonzalez still trying to work through those final few calories, and now he is out. So Dustin Rudder has put a bit of a gap on Joshua Gonzalez, but it's not just about how you do on the bike, it's how you do on the run after the bike and the remainder of the work here in the event. So now Ryan Kent into the dead ball overs. This will be a chance for his heart rate to come down as he looks to salt away a victory here in his return to DEKA Fit.
Absolute beast mode going on right now through the race course. In a 3-second advantage coming out of zone 1, 14 out of zone 2, 17 out of zone 3. Stretches to 38 out of zone 4, 58 out of zone 5. And the last we checked, he had a 1:07 advantage. And the dude has figured out, even in Florida, how to run downhill because he is picking up speed. Ryan Kent adding to the legend with this fantastic performance here in Ocala, zone number 8. He's giving it all the business it can handle. Out like a scout on a route with no doubt. He's the man right now.
So Ryan Kent once again out before any other athletes are in the zone. And we had a comment from Jason Dupree. Yeah, one change here in the event, at least for this weekend, is they've gone from the dead balls to these sandbags reminiscent of the old Spartan pancakes. And so that definitely has a bit of a different feel. Again, the weights haven't changed. Still 60 pounds for these guys, which isn't too much in terms of the strength required, but it's a bit of a different feel. So now Dustin Rudder in second place, but Joshua Gonzalez hanging in there just a couple of seconds behind him. So Dustin Rudder only about a 2-rep lead as Joshua Gonzalez comes in.
Rudder
And it looks like Josh Gonzalez is moving much faster to this point through these dead ball overs. So did Gonzalez hold back a little bit on the bike to try and accelerate through the remainder of the race? We'll see, but it definitely is apparent that Joshua Gonzalez in the light blue shorts is moving faster through this zone than Dustin Rudder in the pink shorts. There's still 1,000 meters of running. There's still the sled push and pull. And of course, there's still the ram burpees. This has been a back and forth battle between second and third through the middle section of this race. And we'll keep an eye on where Ryan Kent is at, but right now the battle is here. These two have solidified themselves presumably for the podium as Joshua Gonzalez is out first. So he came in a couple of seconds later, and you can see the pace is slowing a bit for Dustin Rudder here as he makes his way through the last couple of reps.
You can start your own timer, so you know what the advantage is.
So our top three athletes are all out of zone 8. And Ryan Kent may actually be in zone 9. And yeah, he is pulling, I can see in the background, pulling the sled back. So we'll make our way over there to catch up with our race leader. As Ryan Kent working his way through the sled push and pull right now. There's Joshua Gonzalez, who's pulled himself into second place with a big move on the dead ball overs and this subsequent run. Dustin Rudder trying to hang in there and run him down to try and get back into second place. Now here is zone 9. It's Ryan Kent already a couple of lengths in. Here is our race leader, Ryan Kent. This is a 100-meter push and pull. That's 5 down, 5 back. This is push number 4 for Ryan Kent. We'll see if he finishes this zone before second and third come in, and know that he won't, as Joshua Gonzalez is in right as I was saying that. But Ryan Kent, presumably an insurmountable lead given his level of experience, but we'll see what unfolds here for the rest of this race. The last length for Ryan Kent, and Joshua Gonzalez is a full length ahead of Dustin Rudder. And you can notice, yeah, some of the adjustment for this year on these tanks, they move a little bit more left and right than they used to. And that's definitely something that impacts the level of effort required. I found that out myself this morning in the age group race, and it's certainly an added element here in zone 9 as it works your legs a little bit more. Ryan Kent is out to run for the last time. So we'll catch up with him on burpees, but we'll stick it right here for the battle for second place for the moment as they work their way through. So 2 down, 3 to go for Joshua Gonzalez. He is about to lap Dustin Rudder, so to speak, on this sled push and pull. So if he's got enough left to have another strong run, things are looking good for a second place finish here, representing Underdog Fitness. Yeah, that left to right movement is a bit of a factor. I know my judge this morning was kind of calling out just slight course corrections to make sure I didn't run into one of the tanks that was already sitting there. And so here's our, for now, 4th place athlete. Again, there's another heat of male athletes on the course right now. We don't know where they're at in terms of timing. Again, given the level of experience with Ryan Kent, Joshua Gonzalez, and Dustin Rudder, we'd expect them to have the 3 fastest times, but you never know. So this is length 5 for Joshua Gonzalez. Joshua Gonzalez finishing up here. And now we'll make our way over to zone 10. As it looks like Ryan Kent is about to come in. So second place is out. And it looks like Joshua Gonzalez putting in that work to try and hold on to second place. As now Ryan Kent comes into zone 10. You can see him working his way through those burpees in the background. We'll get over there for the finish of this race. That was rep 9, so Ryan Kent is now halfway done with his ram burpees here. Five more reps on Kent. I saw Joshua Gonzalez run by in the background. He's got one more time around this course. Gonzalez would look behind him. There's no one there. So he's solidified second place, it so appears. Ryan Kent, his last couple of reps here. Remember, you got to set the ram down. And he puts it down, and he'll walk across the finish line. Ryan Kent, in his return to DEKA Fit, our race winner. So Ryan Kent across the finish line. We should have Joshua Gonzalez. I can see him now about to come in. So here we go. Josh Gonzalez trying to finish off this effort. He made his move after the bike into the dead ball overs.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, there's not a clock at the finish line, so I'm not sure exactly where Ryan Kent came in, but certainly a sizable gap, to say the very least. And Joshua Gonzalez now halfway through these reps. And he's just got 8 reps left as Dustin Rudder comes in. So Joshua Gonzalez finishing off what appears to be a second place finish, barring something out of the second heat. A strong effort for Gonzalez, as here's Dustin Rudder, our current third place athlete. 3 more reps for Gonzalez. And there's Joshua Gonzalez across the finish line himself. Couple of reps left for Dustin Rudder. Shout out to AJ Golick in the chat, giving us the time for Ryan Kent, 30:44 again. Given that I'm using my phone right now, I can't look up Kent's finishing time, but 30:44 as Dustin Rudder himself comes across in third place. So Kent, that 30:44 certainly well below his max capacity, but not surprising given that he was alone for the second half of this race. His return to DEKA Fit. Very relaxed performance for Ryan Kent. as he'll stand atop that podium here after these elite races finish off. Now we've got our fourth place athlete here. I believe his name was Connor, as I heard during the call-outs. Not as familiar in previous elite competition, but working his way through these burpees. So 32:39 for Josh Gonzalez. Solid time for him. And there's Connor, our fourth place athlete. Now Daniel Hickman. 33:9 for Dustin Rudder. Now Daniel Hickman working his way through. We'll try and stick here for most of his burpees. I think we're going to get the athlete briefing for our elite female athletes momentarily. I see Dave Claxton working his way back over. Seven more reps for Daniel Hickman. Solid performance for him, hanging in there with some of the best in the sport. Just 2 reps left, and his work is done unless he's got a team race coming up in about an hour. We'll see about that. 1 more rep for Daniel Hickman. Actually, no, he is done now. So Daniel Hickman is across, 5th man across the finish line here, although there is, again, that second heat on the course. So we'll make our way over. We're going to get our female athlete briefing momentarily. Again, we're a few minutes behind schedule, but as Taylor, our 6th athlete from the first wave, is into the burpees himself. Just waiting for the course to be clear, which it is now, and then make our way over to the start line area for the
All right, it is time. It is time to get these fantastic females, elite runners, over to the start line. So once Dave is done, we're going to announce him in, and we're going to send these young ladies off to chase glory in the DEKA Fit Arena. All right, while we're getting our referees set in zone number 1, let's get these young ladies over to the start line. Coming to you from Elite Fitness, Cynthia Harrison.
So we've got our athlete call-outs for this female heat. Cynthia Harrison, Annie Clement.
Fitness, Danica Barron. From Port Safety. From Port St. Lucie, Kaylin Violetta. From Underdog Fitness, Jenna Littman. And to close out our elite heat from St. Petersburg, Florida, Amelia Arter.
So we had 6 men in our first heat. We got 5 women in this one. A lot of room to operate on the course, a lot of room in the zones as well. And this is a good opportunity for some athletes who haven't really had a chance to compete necessarily in the elite field on the World Championship stage to get some good reps, try and get on the podium, lead a race, good experience, kind of setting the pace. And we'll see how that unfolds here as we're getting underway in just a couple of moments. It's like they're just making sure that the referees are in position. I can see Dave Claxton over there with some final instructions. There are team athletes getting situated in the warm-up zone. Again, we won't have a broadcast of that, but the day is not done after this elite female race as there's team action coming out. It looks like there's going to be just one heat for elite women. So here we go. This should be the entire race. I don't believe there's another heat.
DEKA, let's go!
And we're underway. So our female elite heat is on course. They'll make their way through the 5,000 meters of running, 10 workout zones that comprise the DEKA Fit. So just like we did with the men's race, we'll head on over towards zone 1. Again, the athletes you see on the course still are from the second heat of our men's race. Definitely have some athletes still moving pretty well here. Not sure what the timing looks like. We'll find out after the races are over who ends up on the podium if someone from the second heat can emerge. But it appears Ryan Kent, Joshua Gonzalez, and Dustin Rudder are the top 3. And here we go, we've got our top 4 all in very close proximity to open up this race. So we're situated here in zone 1. Should have our pack of elite female athletes coming around. I can see them about to turn the corner way at the end of the screen. There we go. Our top 4 athletes are all in within a matter of seconds. We had one go on this side and the rest go to the other side. So Jenna's out first, second and third, just a couple of seconds back, and fourth place out pretty soon as well. So we've had these top 4 ran pretty close together through that first run and all come out within a few seconds of each other. Again, don't expect a ton of separation at the front of the race this early on, but we'll see how that unfolds. Again, we have some other athletes still out on the course here. There's Richard Shin putting the finishing touches on his elite race. Not sure where he's at, but probably just a couple of zones to go. And so I can see now we've got a top 3 and 4. Fourth place about 5 seconds back, but top 3 athletes all coming into the row are pretty close together here. So they'll make their way around. So here's a look at the rower. Again, 5 athletes in this field. They will have their pick of whatever machine they want to use. And we often see the race leader hook a quick U-turn on their way into the zone that allows them to have that straight run coming back out. We'll see if that's what they do here. On the far side, not on screen here, but what I can see is 1 and 2 have now separated themselves a little bit from 3 and 4. So our top 2 athletes are in. Here come 3rd and 4th place, very close together. So pretty much our top 4 are into the rower really before anyone starts. Our race leader pulling at about a 1:45, similar pace to what we saw from our top male athletes. Very strong start to the rower here. And now we've got Jenna and Amelia, both sub 2. They're about coming up on 200 meters through this row. So all 4 of these athletes are past 200 meters. Pretty much everyone now in the high 150s. Very similar pacing here in the back half of this station. Got 100 meters to go on the right and about 130 to go on the left. As these athletes also in their final 100. So first place is out. And now second and third, just a couple of seconds apart, with 4th place coming out right now. So we've got a battle emerging.
Jenna in a battle. Jenna Winston, one of the top athletes across the board in hybrid racing. She's in the mix right now.
Here's a look at zone 3, the box step overs. Again, this is usually not much of a game changer, just more of a speed bump along the way. 20 reps of the box step overs coming up. Top 2 athletes about to pass us for the first time, with 3rd and 4th place maybe 7 or 8 seconds behind them. And we're so early on, this is really anyone's race in this top four, especially given how things can change on the bike. We saw that in the men's race. It wasn't so much the bike itself, but we saw Joshua Gonzalez kind of maintain his effort level and then pick it up after Dustin Rudder, who was in second place, kind of sold out a bit more on the bike to stay ahead of Josh, but then ended up falling off into third place. So with these four athletes all within 10 seconds of each other now, it'll be interesting to see who's got the most to give on the bike and then through the final 1,500 meters and 3 zones after that. If you're just joining us, this is the first race of the 2025 DEKA season here from the World Equestrian Center in Ocala, Florida. Same site of the World Championship. We were here about 2 months ago for an exciting weekend of action. All 3 formats crowned world champions here in this building, with the mile on Friday, or the fit on Friday, the DEKA mile on Saturday, and of course the DEKA Strong on Sunday. So our top 2 come in one after another, with third and fourth place just again seconds behind. Top 4 athletes all into this zone at the same time. And a move has been made. So Amelia, who was in second place, is now out in first. Very efficient over and back on these boxes compared to the other athletes, and that's some experience. Jenna Lippman now out in second place with third place right behind. So Amelia, Jenna, and Caitlin, your top 3 are all out and back on the run at the same time. We've now got fourth place about to make their way out as well. Now 3 reps to go here. And our fourth place athlete is out, back out of the run. 3 down, 7 to go. Next up is the sit-ups. Just following our event MC as we work our way around. First place just passed us. Here comes second and third. So this will be 25 sit-ups when these athletes come into this zone. First place rounding the corner. Let's get a time gap here between first and second. So Amelia ahead of Caitlin. Looks like about a 10 or 11 second lead. And then Jenna maybe 6 or 7 seconds behind in third. So these top 3 have now emerged as our potential podium, still relatively early on in this race. So here we go, 25 reps. Back-to-back core heavy movements here with the sit-ups, followed by the ski erg. Second and third place almost in sync with their movements here. Top 4 athletes all in on this zone. First place, back left. Second and third, right-hand side. And she is out first. It's Amelia Carter out first. And now we've got Caitlin and Jenna. Now Jenna comes out in second place, but pretty much stride for stride. Caitlin a bit of a stronger runner so far. So we'll see how that goes. Four zones down. 6 to go with the skier coming up next. Again, still got some male athletes on the course, but it's relatively clear for these women to take the inside lane and do their thing. So here we've got the skier, we've got officials in position. Got our athletes will be coming around for the first time here in just a couple of seconds. Again, if you're ever thinking about doing a DEKA fit, just remember it's the second time you pass your zone, you go in. Sounds easy to remember when you're looking at the course before the race or at a very low heart rate without the effort in your body, but sometimes race brain does kick in. Here's our top 3 coming around for the first time. They'll make their way around the course. Another 250 before they head into the skier. So Amelia, Caitlin, and Jenna are top 3. They have started to pull away from the rest of this field. Again, we had 5 racers start. We had 6 in the men's race, at least in that first wave, where we saw Ryan Kent put a couple of minutes into Joshua Gonzalez and Dustin Rudder. About as comfortable as an effort as you could say for a sub-31 DEKA fit where your heart rate is elevated the entire time, but a strong showing for Kent in his first race back here in DEKA in some time. Now we have our 4th place athlete coming around, hanging in there. And you never know, if you're in 4th place right now after that bike, you could have an opportunity if someone cracks, especially with how close this top 3 are. They are definitely going to be pushing that red line as much as possible. So we have a change in front. Can't quite see it on screen, but I can see coming around now. Caitlin in the white top is now in 1st place. Amelia right behind her, with Jenna grabbing some water, trying to compose herself before the skier here. So here we go, 1 and 2, heading into the skier. And 3rd place, just 7 or 8 seconds back. So we'll see what kind of pacing emerges here on the ski. So 1, 2, and 3 are all in. Now 2:17, 2:18 for Amelia here in front. And on the other side, we saw a very strong start on the rower for Caitlin. Same thing here on the skier. About 2:14 right now through 120 meters. So now 4th place is in. Still maintaining about that 2:15, now 2:17 pace for our race leader. We've got also in the 2 teens over here, so not a ton of separation to this point. They're all approaching the halfway mark of this zone. Again, it's 500 meters, which will be a little over 2 minutes for these athletes. About 300 meters in for our race leader in the background. Final 120 meters, still holding on to 2:19 pace. Now here on the other side, Got about 100 meters to go for both of these two as well. Jenna, 2:16, and Amelia in the 2:20s. So we'll see who emerges from this zone first. Final couple dozen meters for our top three athletes. And Caitlin's out first. So first place back out on the run, and there's second place and third, just letting it count down to 500. So here we go, top three are all back out on the course. Fourth with only 150 meters to go. Looking to make up some ground here in the second half of this race. Top four all back out on the course. Should have our first few athletes coming around on the run here momentarily. And that we do. So I'll stand right here on the backside of this corner. There's Caitlin in first place, Amelia in second. Jenna in third place, and that Underdog Fitness top coming around the corner right now. Farmer's Carry coming up next. Got someone in the comments saying they've got a DEKA Strong coming up next. Yeah, the great thing about DEKA Fit is obviously there's the 8 DEKA Fit events here in the United States at least, but DEKA Strongs and DEKA Miles are done at all kinds of local affiliates in your area. Head over to DEKA Fit, the DEKA Fit website, and check out where events are near you. I know for myself, coming from Jacksonville, Get It Core Fitness does a great job hosting a couple of miles and a couple of Strongs every year. It's a great opportunity to try your hand at some of the other DEKA Fit formats, and then maybe step up to the full DEKA Fit in terms of distance. Obviously, all three disciplines are just as much effort, even if it's a shorter time domain. So our top two are into the Farmer's Carry, about to grab the dumbbells. And then here comes Jenna in third place. So our top three are all in the Farmer's Carry. So Amelia Carter making a move now. You can see burning a match here on the Farmer's Carry. Amelia Carter gave up a bit of time on that last run, but makes a move on the Farmer's Carry. Gonna have about a 7 or 8 second time gap before second place puts the dumbbells down, and Jenna hanging in there in third place. And Amy in fourth place grabs the dumbbells herself. So our fourth place athlete trying to hang in there, maybe clean up some damage after the bike coming up next. Now we'll make our way over to this game-changing zone. Here we go. Top three all still very close together, so here we go. So we've got the assault bike coming up now. Again, this is the game changer zone. In the men's race, we saw Dustin Rudder and Joshua Gonzalez kind of hold pace through the bike. And then it was after the bike where Josh took command of second place. We'll see what happens here in this female race. Amelia Carter, so far a strong start to the second half of her race, has really put in a gap now on the rest of this field. Actually, no, Caitlin is ahead of her, so she's hiding behind this gentleman coming through. So here we go, 1-2 are in one after another. So here we go. And Jenna in third place is just about 10 or 15 seconds back. So there's Jenna in third place. So here is second and third as they enter the zone.
Well, they're back up doing work right now. Again, they've got to burn through 25 calories.
So about 10 calories in for our race leader. And now we can see the difference in strategy. Kaylin on this side is kind of at points taking hands off the handles. And Jenna is getting up out of the saddle at times. So here's our second and third place. Someone maybe trying to make a move. Now fourth place is in. So our top four athletes here all in the zone.
She's at 10 now. She's at 10.
Final 10 calories for the top two.
Coming in the 10 range, Chelsea's in full effect. And coming up the backstretch as well, Amy Clement. We got seriously five of the biggest lady ballers in the world here right now. Any volunteers that are not with the task right now? Any volunteers? If you are not in the zone or not on task, please make your way over to zone number 1 as we're about to start the next wave of competition. It's coming up in 13 minutes. It's going to be the team challenge.
So Amelia is out first. And Jenna out in second. So a move made by Amelia and Jenna. And now third place is out as well. She'll compose herself and get back out of the run. So our top three back on the run. They're through the bike. And now the question becomes, did someone burn too hot on the bike, or were they conserving energy in just the right way for a strong finish to this race? We're going to find out. Here's zone 8, the dead ball overs. Again, a bit of a new look to this zone for this year.
So let's see.
They had the dead balls previously, and now they've got the sandbags, I should say. The return of the Spartan Pancake here in DEKA Fit.
And The elite fleshing out the positions when it comes to who's going to go where on the podium.
So our top three are all into the same straightaway. Amelia is still holding on to first place.
Stretching out that lead right now. Violet is using her fleet-footedness. She's reclaimed that second position for Jenna Littman. And she's acting very predatorial.
A move made on the run. Kaylin back in second place. She's in third place, so still a lot of race to go. Again, the dead ball overs, usually not a station where moves are made necessarily, though we did see that on the men's side, where Joshua Gonzalez was very efficient through this zone and able to make a decisive move on Dustin Rudder in that time. Got our officials in position. So here's our race leader, Amelia, into Zone 8 first. Got a 7-second gap. Amelia in front of Kaylin. And Jenna coming in third place. She's still about 10 seconds or so from getting into this zone. So 1 and 2 here on these dead ball overs.
Position as well. Jen Littman's been there applying pressure to everybody.
And third place is in. Here's our fourth place athlete coming around, although she's still got another lap to run.
This is a big pancake wall over. They must go around each side, stay within the framework, and toss that pancake weighing 40 pounds with a repetition count due of 20.
Let's go, Kay. Country can do for you.
Kaylin Violet came in, having made up huge amounts of ground, and her strength game isn't too shabby either. There she goes. Amelia Carter is out. Amelia Carter is out.
Let's go.
Kaylin Violet is out. Kaylin Violet is out. Amelia Carter is out.
Only about a 4-second
Jenna
gap
Littman
between Amelia and
has
Kaylin.
3 more flips of the pancake
And Jenna Littman trying
before
to hang
she
in there in third
too
place.
gets to get underfoot and head towards functional fitness zone number 9.
And now Jenna is out. We'll get back out of the run. 2 more runs for these competitors. 1,000 hard meters of running with 2 zones left. And here's Amy in fourth place. Our top 2 coming around. Amelia in first place. Just about a 3 or 4 second lead right now. Who's got the most left for these last 750 meters of running? The sled push and pull, and then the ram burpees. We are gonna find out here. An exciting finish. It's anyone's race here in this top 2. Jenna trying to dig deep as she comes around in third place. Trying to both maintain podium position and perhaps claw a space or 2 back. Here is zone 9. Sled push and pull. can see, we've got a lot of team athletes here. It's a format that's becoming more and more popular for DEKA Fit, whether it's an entry point into the sport for someone who doesn't have a lot of experience yet, or an opportunity to absolutely hammer for experienced athletes on a team. 1 and 2 are together. They're coming into the tank push and pull at the exact same time. So here we go, it's still anyone's race. Some instructions given by our official. Again, the 2 big tires have to go across each red line on both the down and the back. And that's how you get 100 meters, 5 times down, 5 times back. So here we go. Who's got the most left to give on this sled? Right now, Amelia is moving a little faster. You can see the difference in technique. Just a straight arm pull for Amelia, a bit of a row technique for Kaylin there. The more you use your arms, the faster it is, but the more taxing. So we'll see how this plays out. Our top 2 athletes are on their second push. Third place is on her first. You can see the race brain starting to kick in. Good correction there given by the judge. And making sure those 2 big tires in the back of the sled end up crossing the red line in both directions. Amelia opening up a bit of a gap here. That was her third push, halfway through the effort of this zone. And keep an eye on Jenna on the right-hand side of the screen as she's trying to make up a gap on second place and try and climb up 1 position on this podium. I believe this is the 4th pull for Amelia, so she'll have 1 more down and back. And now Amy is in as well. So our top 4 athletes all in on this zone at the same time. The last push for Amelia in first place. Kaylin still holding on to second. Jenna, though, trying to get into second place. Strong work from Jenna on the right far back side of the screen. And the blue dog top. 1 more down and back for second and third place. Amelia about to finish up. Just 500 meters of running, 10 ramp burpees. Separate Amelia Carter from a victory here in Ocala. And she's out on the run. So we'll stick here with second and third as they finish this out. Jenna putting everything, full body effort into it as she has made the pass into second place and is now trying to dig deep and finish strong. And Jenna's out in second. Just a few seconds later. And now third place is out. Top 3 athletes are all out on the run. So here we go. Less than 500 meters of running, about 2 minutes on their feet, and then 20 burpees to go before this race is done. And here comes Amelia, our race leader, trying to maintain that strong stride. Just 250 meters of running to go. You can see the finish line there, but it doesn't feel that close as soon as you pick up the ram for the first time on these burpees. Kaylin's moved back into second place, and Jenna trying to keep pace in third. Podium positioning has been solidified in terms of the three who will be on it. But where they'll fall on that podium, or where they'll stand, I should say, is anyone's guess, as they all have got less than 1 lap to go, less than a minute of running, and then these 20 ram burpees. Amelia is about to come down the long straightaway, then hook a left turn, and then another quick left here into the zone. About 15 seconds from now, she will be starting those ram burpees. So here we go, our race leader is coming in. Amelia's ready to start these burpees. We'll get a rep count as second place comes in behind her. So Amelia going to work, 2 reps in. So it's gonna be about a 4 or 5 rep lead for Amelia. Kaylin trying to hold on to second place. Our top 3 are all here in the burpee zone.
Let's go, 7 more, that's it. Come on. Yeah, come on. Let's go. 5 more. You need to do all
5 more reps for Amelia to finish off this race. Second and third in sync on the other side of the screen. Amelia sets the ram down and goes across the finish line for a victory. A strong performance from Amelia Carter, and now second and third place about to be decided. Kaylin and Jenna, second and third place, doing battle here on the ram burpees. Just a couple of reps for each of them. And there it is. Kaylin sets the ram down, comes across in second place. And just another rep or 2 for Jenna. A strong to come through in third place. And Jenna across as well. So our top 3 athletes left everything out there on the course and come away with a podium finish. And again, zone 11, absolutely undefeated. You can tell that these athletes left absolutely everything out there. So as these final few elite female athletes come across, getting set to wrap up our coverage here from Ocala. Strong season opener. On the men's side, we saw the return of Ryan Kent. Comes away with the race victory. Joshua Gonzalez, a strong performance to finish in second place. Another podium here in Ocala for Dustin Rudder, I believe had one second place, if I recall correctly, here in September. And now here Amy in fourth place. A great battle on the women's side. Top 3 contenders were all in it the whole way. As you can see them talking shop there, sitting down on the ground after finishing their effort. Again, Amelia, Kaylin, and Jenna with our top 3. And now we've got Amy finishing up. Once she comes through, we'll wrap up the coverage here from Ocala. But again, this is just the start of DEKA action here in 2025. I want to thank everyone who tuned into the live stream. Hope to see you at an event throughout the course of the year. Again, great way to kick off the season here at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala. You can see the horde of people right now watching Dave Claxton. The team races should be exciting here later on. But we've got just a couple of reps for Amy, our fourth place finisher here on the women's side.
Great job, Dave. Great job. You're fucking machine.
And a strong finish sets the ram down and comes across the finish line. So a strong performance as well in fourth place. So again, we had Ryan Kent with the victory on the men's side. We had Amelia Carter with the win on the women's side. Strong performances up and down the podium as the 2025 DEKA season officially underway here in Ocala, Florida at the World Equestrian Center. Tomorrow's DEKA Ultra should be exciting. We won't have that live stream, but the results will be exciting to follow as that format continues to grow. And as you can see, absolutely no shortage of team athletes getting set to do battle here in Ocala. So that's going to do it for us here on the OCR Report. I have been Zander Kean. Thanks for your patience as we work through another one-person broadcast here, bringing you all the action from Ocala. So keep it locked to the OCR Report for updates on all the coverage that we'll have throughout the course of the year, both on the obstacle course racing and, of course, the hybrid fitness side. So until then, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time here on the OCR Report.